Hey guys, and welcome back to the Midlife Awakening. My name is Odelia, and I'm your host. I'm so grateful that you are here today. This is a podcast about transformation for women who are waking up to who they really are while navigating everything that comes with midlife. Today, we're stepping into Aquarius season, a time that, in my experience, perfectly captures what a midlife awakening actually feels like. Now, Aquarius season runs roughly from the 20th of January through till around the 18th of February. So we're talking about a full month where the collective energy shifts away from structure, duty, and expectation. And we move more towards truth, authenticity, and freedom. And now that's important because midlife isn't just about getting older. It's about getting more honest. If you've been feeling a quiet restlessness, a sense that something about the way you've been living, showing up, or even being perceived no longer fits, then this episode is very much for you. Aquarius season has a way of gently, and sometimes not so gently, pulling us back toward our most authentic self. And that's exactly what a midlife awakening asks of us too. So let's dive in. Hey guys, and welcome to the Midlife Awakening podcast. My name is Odelia, and I'm your host. So grateful that you're here. Now, if you're a regular listener, welcome back. I've missed you. And if you're joining me for the very first time, I'm really glad that you found your way here. So I am a little late this week with the episode. So I do apologize for that. I have been a bit poorly and a bit unwell, but I'm back on the mend. So I'm back today. So today we're talking about Aquarius season. As we head into Aquarius season, it's a powerful time to start noticing the shifts we've been pulled towards. You know, the shift to become our more authentic self. Aquarius is often described as the rebel of the zodiac. Now, when you think of a rebel, you think of someone who is going to push against the norm. But rebellion isn't always about external systems or society at large. Sometimes the rebellion is far more personal. Okay, I do apologize. I might be taking a couple of breaks because I'm trying not to cough. Every time I take a deep breath in, then I want to cough. So I'm just trying my best not to get that recorded. So I might just take, there might be a couple of pauses in between what I'm saying. So I do apologize for that. So this rebellion of Aquarius, right? So we think of a rebellion, we think of like people rebelling for for societal change or to change something in a system, right? But the rebellion doesn't always look like that. Sometimes that rebellion is far more personal. It's a rebellion against the version of ourselves we've been pretending to be. Okay, the version that we learned very early on that we had to hide so that we could fit in and be acceptable and be liked and be good enough in the eyes of others to get that validation, to feel significant. And so parts of our real self get buried beneath the surface, not because we don't value them, but because we want to belong. And belonging matters so much. Being accepted in society is such a huge part of being a human being. We're social creatures after all. We need that connection. And we need that acceptance. I think Tony Robbins said one of your 6 basic needs is significance. And that would be, you want to feel significant. You want to feel like you belong. But so often we sacrifice the right connection for any connection so that we don't feel alone and so that we can feel that acceptance and that significance. And that's usually when the real us goes quiet for years and years, waiting to be excavated beneath the surface. Or, as it can feel in midlife, waiting to rise from the ashes. This is where midlife and Aquarius season meet so powerfully, because a midlife awakening often begins the moment that we realize, I don't want to live like this anymore, but I also don't know how to live differently yet because I've buried this part of myself for so long. I don't know how to integrate it. I don't know how to be that person. I don't know how to shift my life so that I can live that kind of life where I'm in alignment with who I really am. And as Brené Brown says, I was watching her talk on Netflix the other day about daring greatly, and she says, It takes both courage and vulnerability to be who we really are and to follow our dreams and to do what we're meant to do and find meaning and purpose in this world. And only once we do that can we really say that we're daring greatly. And yes, people are going to judge. People are going to have opinions. People are going to say things because they're not really going to understand the shifts that you're making. They're not going to understand why you've been a corporate lawyer for the last 20 years and now all of a sudden you want to be a childminder. You know, they're not going to understand that shift, but you understand it. And that's what matters. That you're aligning yourself with who you are inside and that you're finding fulfillment. And more often than not, those voices belong to the people who are too afraid to try themselves. They're stuck. The only opinions truly worth paying attention to are those of the people in the arena with you, the ones daring greatly beside you with their own lives. We all play the roles, you know, we all wear the masks, the mother, the daughter, the friend, the co-worker, the boss, the sister. And for a long time, these masks, they serve a purpose. But when we reach midlife, something shifts. The mask starts to slip, and we begin to ask, who am I underneath all of this? Who am I? Now, for me, this really shows up in motherhood. I was sitting in a play therapy session for my son, and while I was watching him play, it just hit me just how much I fall short of truly being the mother that I so desperately want to be and want to be seen as being. And this is not for a lack of trying either. I had a really honest moment with myself about this, and it took me back to a couple of years ago. I remember watching my sister after she'd had her first child, and she's younger than me, and she was such a natural with him. And I remember watching her and I admired her so much and just how it came to her so naturally. Being her older sister, I didn't teach her anything. I couldn't show her anything. I hadn't had kids at that point. And I also knew that this isn't how motherhood is going to come to me naturally. This is not within me. And being a mother for me takes a lot of effort and a lot of conscious thought. I have to actively think about how I show up in order to fulfill that image of the mother I believe I should be. Now, if you know me personally and that surprises you, then I've probably worn that mask very well. It's important to have these honest moments with ourselves, though, because it's an opportunity for acceptance of who we really are so that we can stop beating ourselves up for our shortfalls. Instead, we can own it. I might not be the world's greatest mother. I forget a lot of stuff, and sometimes I'm digging through the wash basket to find a school uniform that is still wearable because I forgot either to do the washing or to hang the washing up. Thanks, ADHD. But I know that I'm a good mom. My children know that I love them, and I know that they feel loved, even on my worst days. And that for me is actually okay. I will always try to do my best for them, but my biggest goal is making sure that above all else, they know that they are loved. This is why Aquarius season which runs from late January to mid-February, so we're already in it, can feel uncomfortable. Because it forces us to ask these questions. Questions like, who am I pretending to be? Who am I really? What actually fulfills me? What gives my life meaning and purpose? Midlife is often when these questions refuse to be ignored any longer. And Aquarius season is the perfect time to explore them, not to judge ourselves, but to get curious. Because pretending is exhausting. And most of us already have more than enough on our plates to deal with. And I also really want to say this here, because this is quite important. Let's stop judging one another. If you're naturally a great caretaker and you see another mother struggling, don't judge her or gossip about her. Offer your help. If you see another woman struggling in the workplace, whether she's a mother or not, offer a helping hand. We all have things we find hard, and we all have things we are quietly brilliant at. The woman struggling with motherhood might be incredible at business, and the woman drowning in work might hold wisdom you deeply need. We rise higher when we support one another, not when we tear each other down. Aquarius is also the humanitarian of the zodiac, so during this season, you may notice a stronger urge to help. Whether that's in your community, within your friendship groups, or towards a cause you deeply care about, you might feel like expanding your friendship groups or refocusing on your friendship groups. You might feel drawn to group spaces, shared interests, or collective learning. It's also a beautiful time to connect with like-minded people, maybe through something as simple as a book club. And if healing, reflection, and reading are your thing, I'd love to invite you into my community on Substack. This month we'll be reading the Marie Kondo book, starting on the 22nd of January. I'll be sharing weekly chapters, summaries, reflections, and opening up the conversation for discussion. And if there's enough interest, we may even do a live Zoom call at the end of the month to talk about what's coming up for us and how we've experienced the book and if it's been helpful or not. Now, you can join on your own, or you can bring a friend and do it together, all within the theme of Aquarius season and friendships. You'll find the link in the show notes below. So this week's a bit of a shorter episode. As I said, I wasn't not feeling 100%. I'm still recovering, so I can't talk for that long. I hope you found the show helpful. So as we move through Aquarius season from now until the middle of February, I'll leave you with this. What mask are you ready to loosen? Even just a little bit. You don't need to have all the answers. You don't need to reinvent your life overnight. And you don't need to become someone new. This isn't about becoming more. It's about becoming more you. Midlife isn't a crisis, it's an awakening. And Aquarius season reminds us that authenticity isn't selfish. It's necessary. If you've made it this far, thank you so much for listening. I appreciate you more than you know, and I truly hope this episode resonated with you. If it did, I'd be so grateful if you'd share it with someone who might need to hear it too. If you're a regular listener, please could you double check that you're actually subscribed to the podcast? You may think you are, but you may not be. If you subscribe, you will get notified every time a new episode lands. And if you'd like to be very generous, you could rate or review this episode wherever you get your podcast from. And that would mean so much. It's these small actions that help the podcast get more visibility and gain some traction so that other people can find it too. We're only just getting started. If you want to stay connected between episodes, come follow me on my healing journey on Instagram and TikTok. You'll find the links in the show notes, or just search the Midlife Awakening. You can also sign up to my weekly newsletter that I will be resuming from next week on Substack. So until then, be kind to yourself, take care of your heart, and remember, it's never too late to begin. Bye for now.